Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this article, Thousands Without Power as Intense Windstorm Sweeps Through Maine. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says, Central Maine Power says intense winds have made their job difficult Friday. There were intense waves at Higgins Beach Friday as the Maine coast was hit with wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour. And with that wind came down trees and power lines. Once winds exceed that 30-mile-an-hour threshold, it does become unsafe to perform work in the air. CMP spokesperson Dustin said. Central Maine Power says it has already restored power to more than 15,000 customers Friday, with more outages being reported by the hour. It says we have crews at our different service centers all over Maine. We also have a mobile command center that we brought in from York EMA. Around noon Friday, more than 5,000 CMP customers were without power across the state. Within just 2 hours, that number jumped to more than 30,000. Said trees are always the number one cause of outages at CMP. And multiple trees were down across the state Friday, like one that blocked Hardy Road in Falmouth. Wells police shared a video as they closed off North Berwick Road due to a tree in the road, and another one snapped off from its trunk, leaning onto the road in Westbrook. Said if you see any down lines, just keep a wide radius away from them. CMP expects to have crews working through the night and into Saturday. Said please be careful if you see any of our crews working roadside. Give them plenty of space in their work zone so we can complete that work safely. So we could still see some strong gusts overnight, which could cause more power outages. Westbrook police remind anyone who may encounter a traffic light that's not working to treat the intersection as a four-way stop. Yeah, so the Lord is steady, just bringing judgment. Powerful winds, trees falling all over the place, power outages. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And clearly that's what the Lord is doing. He's sending these storms, rain storms, lightning storms, hail storms, snow storms, wind storms. And it's causing a lot of judgment, power outages and trees falling onto the road. And if it rains too much, it'll cause flooding. And if there's a lot of lightning strikes, it could spark fires. It's just a lot of judgment that comes along with these storms and tempests. Isaiah 28:2, Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And the Lord is sending destroying storms. Like these storms do cause destruction. Trees, due to these powerful winds, these trees, they could fall onto the power lines. They could fall onto people's cars, fall onto people's homes. Torrential rains could result in a lot of flash flooding, could result in landslides and mudslides. The powerful winds can tear the siding and the roofing off of homes. When the Lord sends hailstorms, that could cause a lot of damage. And if the hail is large enough, it could even kill people. So very, very dangerous situations can arise when the Lord pours out his wrath via these storms and tempests. Psalms 83:14, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And that's why before a major storm hits, people will be warned to hey, go to the store, buy ice, buy flashlights, stock up on food, because you buy ice or buy coolers, so that if the power goes out, you can put all your, frozen stuff into the coolers so that it doesn't spoil. Obviously flashlights for if the power goes out, obviously water to stay hydrated. And if they think that the storm is going to be too severe, they might, give evacuation orders. But those of us of the hopeful elect, we understand that we are living in the last days. So the Lord is definitely going to make these storms and tempests a lot more powerful, destructive, and deadly. And a lot of people are not going to be able to escape. Baruch 4:32, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And that's right. The Lord sends these storms and tempests. It results in power outages. It could result in fires, flash floods, mudslides, landslides. It could result in a lot of just destruction and even deaths. And as we get further and further into these last days, and the wrath and judgment of the Lord increases throughout the world, that's what we're going to see. We're going to see more of these judgments. The Lord, he sends hailstorms and blizzards, hurricanes and tornadoes and tropical storms. And all of these things are just going to get worse. They're going to get more frequent. They're going to get more intense, more powerful, more destructive, more deadly. And the men of the Lord, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, have been warning people that these times were going to come. And we can see it. We can see all of these things getting more intense. Same with the fires and same with the earthquakes. They're happening more frequently. They're becoming more destructive, more deadly. And these simple-minded people, instead of acknowledging that this is the work of the Heavenly Father, they'll just say it's Mother Nature. And that's part of why the Lord is so angry, is because these people refuse to acknowledge him. They refuse to give him his credit. And that's part of why the wrath of the Lord is constantly being poured upon these people and will continue to be poured upon these people, because the Lord is going to beat these people into submission via his constant judgments being laid upon them. So for all you sincere brothers and sisters out there, just stay circumspect and stay prayed up, because it's about to get a whole lot more chaotic and deadly and dangerous out here. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakakudash. The Wadi Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are still fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.